What is going on, everyone? It's your guy Cole Jackson back here on Road Graders, brought to you today by the Russell Street Report, sponsored by D&L Tinting. Go to dltinting.com for all of the great services they can provide you. And today we are going to be talking about one of my favorite topics. It's the run game, taking a look at how the Baltimore Ravens closed out in Jacksonville. Specifically, what I want to take a look at and really show you guys is the difference between the first half and the second half run game, because it looked a lot different in the second half, a lot more dominant, and I think there's some key takeaways that the Ravens need to carry forward. So if you guys are looking forward to this breakdown, if you're looking forward to learning a little bit about this run game and the adjustments that Todd Monken made, hit that like button, hit subscribe if you're new here, and drop a comment down below. Let me know what you guys think of the game plan. Let me know what you thought of the run game, where things are going well in your eyes, where we need to see improvement. So we're going to start with two plays here from the first half, taking a look at what I think part of the issue was. So let's run it through and then we'll come back, break it down. You got Keith Mitchell there in the backfield. As you can see, things are getting a little churned up there. And so this is going to be one of those counter plays that the Ravens have been running. So it's not your traditional counter where, if you watch the arrow on the screen, it's not your traditional counter where you're getting the counter step in the backfield, but it's a counter in the sense that the handoff is happening to the right side of Lamar. The run is going to the left. You got the pullers here. And see, part of the issue with running this play is you can see the delay right here in the backfield. With that handoff there from Lamar Jackson, you can see that there's just a little bit of that hesitation, and that's allowing the counter to happen. And you see that on all counter plays. I'm not criticizing the play itself, but what that's allowing the defense to do when they have this stack box, you can see they got an 8-man box there on the defense. And so with the hesitation and the lack of execution, you see Ronnie, Kolar here on the left side. They're not able to drive their guys. Simpson's not really moving anyone. So they're coming downhill and they're filling gaps. And you just have too many defenders for the number of blockers. And then when you combine that with the little bit of the hesitation on the handoff, the defense is coming downhill and eating up those gaps. Guys aren't able to clear out lanes. Runs are shutting down. And so what Jacksonville did in the first half, and you're going to see it on this play, is they started using their edges because of these delayed handoffs or these slower handoffs that were happening on read concepts, on the counters. Watch them charge the mesh point here. So this is just going to be a simple handoff to Gus going right, and you see it chased down from the backside from, I believe that's Clavon Chazon, and he's just going to charge this mesh point. He's reading nothing, and he's going to tackle Gus from behind. So this is something that I started to notice. I didn't pull a ton of plays from the first half because I really wanted to show you guys the adjustments, but this was pretty common. Backside defenders chasing down and stopping plays. And as you saw in that last play, when there's a little bit, like when there's a read here, or it's that handoff to this side and then the running back has to cut back to the right, it's allowing these guys to chase down, make plays in the backfield. We saw from Trayvon Walker, Josh Allen, Chazon, the variety of Jags defenders. And I want you guys to remember this play because they ran this play with Likely in the split backfield here. They run this play differently in the second half, and that really is going to show you another Monken adjustment to a specific play. So keep this play in mind as we move forward. Run it through one more time. You see that chase down. And then we get into the second half. First thing that stands out, they're under center. They're lined up in heavy. It's actually an unbalanced line. So you got Moses here, Stanley here. You got, I believe that's Kolar in at the... Is that Kohler or Likely? Might be Likely. Likely in at the true left tackle spot. And they're going to run gap here. So it had nothing to do with switching to a zone scheme. But watch how quick the handoff is. They're just going to come downhill. And then Keaton Mitchell is going to use his explosiveness. So there's no delay in the backfield. There's no read option on this. It's just a straight handoff. And so that's what I'm talking about. You're moving guys upfield. You're not allowing gaps to get filled. You're not allowing guys to chase down. You're just taking off. Here we're going to get a zone concept to the left. Very similar concept. Just a handoff straight up the field. This is another thing I did want to highlight. You can see here they're in more of a spread look. They're in 11 personnel. You got Likely and Mitchell here. Likely's a little bit off the line of scrimmage. They're in that what would look like a 5-man protection, and the box has responded accordingly with a 6-man box. So that's an advantage in and of itself, but it's the quickness in the backfield, taking care of the blockers, and specifically here on this play, you actually have the right side of your line cutting back rather than cutting up to the second level because they really want to attack the outside of this B gap. And so that was to take, again, an adjustment made to take away these backside defenders. So love that. They get the combo block. You see the finish there from Tyler Linderbaum, absolute beast. Simpson makes a block. That's all you need right there, gain of 6. Now you're going to end up in this play. Again, we're in a more of a spread look, but then you're under center with Ricard and Keaton Mitchell. And so this play doesn't go as planned, but you're going to see again, there's the quickness. It's the toss to the right, and Mitchell just doing, my God, we're going to miss this, and Keaton Mitchell. This obviously doesn't go as planned, but it's the concept that I'm looking at on this play. Rather than having a handoff, a read in the backfield, it's just quickness, getting the ball into your back. You're doing it out of spread. You're trying to do it with lighter personnel, and this creates the ability for someone as dynamic as Keaton Mitchell to cut it back upfield. The other way. Just absolutely insane play. We are going to miss that. Now we're in a bit more of a heavy set here. We're in 12 personnel with, I guess it would count as 21, but Ricard's a tight end, so I'd still call it 12. And they're just going to run zone left here. But again, quickness in the backfield. That ball's handed off, no hesitation. Justice Hill's able to get the corner. Keep an eye on that explosiveness. That's what we're going to try and fill that Keaton Mitchell void with. So through these second half runs where we're gaining chunk yards, there's no delay in the backfield. There's no reads. We're going to see a couple reads, which reads are fine. I'm not against reads, but it's just things are happening faster. You're getting the ball upfield. You're not having that as much of a delay. So here you're going to get a read, and you're actually going to get that exact same counterplay that I've been talking about. And you see right here, that backside defender is charging down, but you got Falele kicking him out. You're pulling Ricard instead. You got Zay pulling as well. And then you add the read onto it, and Lamar is able to keep it. But this is an exact adjustment that I'm looking for from Todd Monken, because we're going to see that edge rusher crash down like we've been seeing. He's trying to chase down Gus, and look at the proximity. If Falele doesn't kick him out and they pull Ricard instead, he's going to crash down right on that running back like we saw. And you see the safety coming up to crash down as well, but Lamar keeps it on the keeper, adding the read onto it, using Lamar as a weapon. Just perfect adjustments, using Falele as a kick-out man here and pulling Ricard instead of the tackle, also a great adjustment. So little things like you could see there, Gus had a little bit of a seam even if the handoff happened. He was probably working upfield here. So just little adjustments that the team's making, paying off. And here's that play I told you to keep an eye on. We're in the exact same formation, likely Edwards in the back. We're going to see right here, there's the motion man. We're getting the pullers. And on this is likely running the cross concept. There's that backside defender that chased down Gus on the last play. Likely goes for him this time. See that? And he tries to use the cutoff man. And then Gus able to work upfield, break some tackles, go for a chunk yard. So little adjustment to a play that failed earlier, rather than what happened on the earlier play is likely worked more upfield. Here he's trying to cut off that backside defender, and they're trying to do more of a kick out action on that guy. So again, taking away those backside defenders. So really, to me, what made the biggest difference in this game in the second half, taking away those backside defenders that were blowing up runs and simply just making things happen faster, not having all those delays in the backfield, adding option concepts where Lamar's keeping it as well, obviously an important factor. So it was great to see the Ravens carve this out and run their way to victory, close out Jacksonville, control the clock in the second half. It reminded me, if you go back to the Indianapolis game, it was kind of the opposite of that, where the Ravens couldn't establish that run game to run out the clock, and here they did it in a big primetime game against an AFC opponent that was on their heels for the 1 seed. So it's just perfectly executed. Great to see. I really hope to see them carry this going into San Francisco, where they're going to have to control that clock and put points up. That's all I have for you guys. Be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, and as always, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. Peace out, everyone.